v.h.s.x? What do you mean?
So there I was, minding my own business until we encountered 4 identical sables in a 4-man, potentially. Decided to run double range. We're going to dive right in. On the underground complex, or Hawkins, as many know it as, here we are with the Pyramid Head in Chaos Shuffle. And we spawned in with Merciless Storm, Starstruck, Noed, and Fire Up, which is interesting. So right off the bat, we're doing this a little bit differently today, because we actually found the Sable right off the bat. So what I did was I placed down the trail by that window there, got the down, heard them on the generator above me, figured that would be the time. Now we have Starstruck, which is pretty useful, especially because we know that there's going to be a few of them trying to save each other. As you can see, one person's already running in. So I go ahead and hook them right there. And we were able to go ahead and get that down pretty quickly. Now what we do here is we decide to go ahead and get our second hook. Why not? That takes 2 people off of the generators and pushes them to go for saves now. So they immediately save the no mither Sable. So we hook the other Sable. And we start to place down some trails like around the exits to the gen. They usually will vault and drop down, so I figured that what I'll do is place trail preemptively, climb my way up the stairs so that when they drop down, they step into the trail automatically. We go for the shot there, but it was a little slow, unfortunately. But we were able to get that. We also tried to go for a shot there. Didn't seem like it was going to happen, so that's why we go ahead and just preemptively go for a prediction shot there, get that shot, and then we can start going for this particular Sable. They do climb up. I figured that I'll try to fake that I'm going up. They'll vault, and as they drop down, I'm immediately downing them. We put them in the cage, and then as I'm caging them, the next one should save. Just due to timing, obviously. So they are running in because he did see that they stepped on the trail. So what I was trying to do was like sort of set up at the top of the basement, but they weren't actually climbing up the steps. I did hear them drop down, or no, the one was in the cage actually teleported away. So what I did was drop down, get the double hit on both of them, get them both in trail, and then this is where we can just down that Sable who just got unhooked, and then cage them. So now we have just constant pressure. We're getting an absolute just domination here. Then we start making our way back. We actually find another injured Sable here with trail, so that means we can just go ahead and get another cage. Which they actually ran up there. We just knocked it down pretty easily, and we caged them. So judging by the cage position and where they're all grouped at, the cage will most likely spawn right next to them, so they'll immediately save. That's usually how that goes. If they all get caged around the same time, that's usually what you tend to expect. I went after the no mither this time, tried to see if we could place a little trail, but they already immediately vaulted. Rotated back through toward the pallet, so they did try to go for a shot through that doorway, but I was a little too slow there. Rotated through until we find the Sable camping this particular pallet, which I figure why not drop a little trail, get a hit in if you can, and then try to get the down there for the prediction, and then just cage them again. We just keep rolling through the health states here, rolling through the cages, which we got another hit there because they were trying to slam the pallet, which we then use to fly on over. Why not, right? Then I know they're probably going to walk through the pallet, so I just preemptively shoot through that, and then we're able to get Final Judgment. That's the first Sable out of the game. Now we're going toward the back area with that window again, that glass area. You're trying to pretty much, now we spotted the 2 other Sables, right? No mither, right? No mither. Prediction, got the hit there. We noticed the other one's over here, so we placed on another one. Miss a shot there, that's fine. She starts losing her mind. Gets stuck on the wall, and she runs through the trail, which is what I wanted, because I wanted another Final Judgment for the books. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And now we can just place ourselves here for a nice Final Judgment. There you go. That's the second Sable out. And then now it's just trying to find a third one. Now, Just complete domination, especially on Hawkins. I will say Hawkins is pretty good for Pyramid Head. I would say, especially if aura reading, can be pretty solid. A lot of line of sight breakers, which allows you to go for some prediction shots through the walls and stuff like that. Pretty good. So what I did was I placed down the trail around those drop points. I noticed that they actually ran up there. So what I did is that I placed it like around the exits, you know, to that spot, right? Just in case if they weren't trailed, they will be. Then what we try to do is we rotate back. She stands there for some reason, so we just get her free hits. See that they're already giving up. So we just go ahead and knock them down and get our cage again. So from there, pretty simple stuff. We just rotate our way back around until we can find where they're going for the save. We also just kick some gens, just get some points in. And also break down this pallet while we're waiting for them to go for the save. Right? So they end up getting the save. We start making our way toward that general direction. Now, I was assuming that they might have ran out toward one of the line of sights, but they did not, so I attempted to go for a shot. Didn't really get the prediction there. But the Sable does end up vaulting a bit early there, so we just go for the M1. I figured I wanted to actually get them all tormented so that it's a lot smoother than having to, you know, hook anybody normally. So I figured, well, we can at least try to go for the shot there. Didn't really land it. That's fine. But I know where they're trying to go to. We do have the line of sight. And then we just use that to our advantage. Right? I don't know why I shot there, though. That was a bit of a misplay, but it doesn't really matter much because they try to go for the door. We knock him down. So we got rid of another pallet, of course. I figured that I could leave them on the ground for now because I do want to be able to get the other Sable into some trail. So what I did was I went around the map, broke down some pallets, got me some extra points because we are on the road to the P100 Pyramid Head grind. So that is the idea. We want to try to rack it up as much as we can. Especially with the 3 times blood point bonus we got going on for the alongside the Chaos Shuffle event. It definitely does allow us to be able to try to get up some levels. So they did step into some trail trying to save their teammate potentially, so that gives us the information that we needed so that we can make our way back around. Now what we have to do is pretty much just go for any one of them. I predicted they would just try to run through the pallets. I just already, you know, shot ahead of time just so that they would run into it. And then from here, I figured that I'm going to start placing down the power. We go for the vault, and we just get the 4K on the 4 Sables, identical Sable squad. And then advice, final judgment for the end of the match. So wonderful stuff. And now we can take a quick glance at what they were bringing to the match, in terms, or what they were given, we should say. So there are the builds. Next match, we got ourselves a map offering to go to Nostromo, which is very unfortunate for us. You know, it is a very tough map, but we are going to dive right in for the next match here, just to see, you know, what the vibes are. We ended up getting Hysteria, Bitter Murmur, No Wed, and Huntress Lullaby. So not the best perks at all, actually. Huntress Lullaby most likely will get cleansed immediately. So we're essentially running around with basically no perks, right? You know, we do get a perk that will activate if the gens go off or something like that. Went for a shot there, kind of like misaligned it. Could have definitely done that a little bit better. But we try to play some trail through like different pallets and stuff like that, just to obviously get the most amount of value through the judgment there. But you can see Jane kind of ran toward the edge of the map there, which is a little bit strange. We also have Hysteria, but that doesn't really do anything, obviously. So now we want to see if we can go for like a prediction shot. We kind of figured they go to the left, so that's when we gone ahead and gone for the shot. Now the gen behind me is going pretty hard, right? Like there should be more than one survivor on it. We figure we might have enough time, right? Like the idea is you have enough time, but unfortunately you just don't. That is gen speed for you. Did get the hit on the Sable because I predicted they would keep going to that direction. And then from there, they get stuck on the wall, so we just go ahead and get the down there. Which is pretty solid pressure from the very start. Now they're most likely going to save in that time. I didn't think they would save that fast though, so that does throw me off just a little bit, which is fine. Now I was trying to figure out where they were going, but the scratch marks are just all over the place. It's very misleading. I wasn't entirely sure where they could have gone, so we just try to hone in on the Sable here. Now realistically in this situation, probably best to just go for the M1. But I got greedy and wanted to try using the M2. I should have just M1'd in this situation. I mean, obviously still the base kit, like BT and everything like that. Try to predict that they were going to go to the far left. They did not. And I tried to go for that shot, but I just didn't have the range add-on. I actually had different add-ons for this match. It was a green duration one and the green range. So a little bit short there on the range, unfortunately. Wanted to switch things up. But that also can kind of cost you depending. So we do end up overcommitting just a smidge here. I was a bit confused as to how my shot didn't land there. I thought that was a little bit strange. But it comes with the territory, I guess. You can't really always argue with it. Did go for like another shot there, but I figure, well, we just have to, you know, just take our pallet and go. You know, we can't really do much about it. We should have gotten it down a lot sooner, but you know, due to timing, we weren't able to. So now we're able to go ahead and see here. The Atom is just kind of waving, so I just gone ahead and got the hit there. Figured I would just M1 him. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Just because it's a free down if he's not gonna run away. He's trying to open up the that hidden room or whatever. Really wasn't too worried about that. Just wanted to get pressure as soon as possible. But there you have it. If you guys haven't seen that before, there you have it. So that being said, we rotate back toward the generator over here. We figure, okay, we found a survivor. What we need to do is try to get some more pressure going. We're placing down some trail, you know, but we're going to get our M1. As a result of that, we want to try to at least try to see how far he goes. He's going a bit too far. I think I had gone ahead and committed to it because I figured they would have to get off and save. I tried to go for the prediction, but he just wasn't really going in a path that I really wasn't able to foresee. You know, it's also quite tricky to try to mind game there. So I just went straight forward and then just gone for the quick shot. And Bitter Murmur activates, so we're down about 2 gens. 2 gens actually went up at the same time. So we did end up losing quite a bit of pressure. So now what we're trying to do is like maybe rotate toward the mid, maybe seeing if they're kind of around the area or something like that, because I did hook them there. And then that's when we see Adam, so we're like, okay, we can probably just go for him. We start to see if he goes for the volley. He does not. Runs behind me, so that's a free M1. And somebody just vaulted off that window, so we know, okay, they're probably there. That's fine. Now from here, we go for a drop shot. I like to go for this sometimes. Very nice. Quick down. They don't expect it. Get a quick hit on Sable. Very nice. Which I believe I was going for the hook again. Just to get some split pressure. Go ahead and hook them down. Seemed like they were trying to tap the gen again, so we just go ahead and kick it again. Let it progress in the meantime. From this point of the game, this is the point where I figured I need to get some defense going. I gone ahead and broke a pallet just because of the fact that it's only two people can go close in for a save, but we really just have to see what we do. Now from the idea here, right, is like we're trying to sort of defend the hook, right? We're trying to get at least one person to close in for a trade. So I did was I waited, right? Now because of my angle, I'm not able to get like a full view of it, but because they're gonna stand there and fake the save or whatever have you, I figured that was a good amount of time to at least go for the M2 on the Jane. Now Dwight decides to kind of rotate in a really bad way, so that gives me an opportunity to get another free hook, which is ideally what we wanted. We wanted to trade whenever one injured. We want that to happen. Now we can see that they're going to close in. Of course, they're going to use that hard. If they have it, they're going to use it. So they did get lucky with that, but obviously it doesn't really mean much because they are not going to go very far. We just down them immediately afterwards. They get the save, so we can just rotate back. And what I did was actually I went for the basement, so we actually can drop down from the top here, save half the trip, and then go all the way down the stairs and place them up right there. Now everybody's injured. We know that they're probably going to push that one gen because they've been doing that the whole game. They've been pushing like one gen at a time, unless you consider the other one that two went off at the same time. But ideally, you're going to most likely see them, right? So I figured, well, let's place some trail around the entrance of the basement, so that they either have to crouch and waste time or they're going to run right through it, and then inevitably give us more torment, which gives us information, gives us torment, so we can put them in cages. Makes it really like a lot quicker to get it going. So we got the hem one on him. We figured why not switch over, hit Sable as well. So we gone ahead and did that. She got stuck, so I figured I could probably commit. And then as you can see with the killer instinct there. So from here, I set up, right? I set up. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me wait, shoot the shot, and then that obviously gives me time to go for the Jane. That's downing the Jane. Now we know that we can probably Final Judgment, so that's what we go ahead and do, which is ideal, right? We got one Final Judgment off. Now we swap over. We can go ahead and Final Judgment the Dwight. Right, so that's what we do. We set up, make sure we get it, nice angle, and then we go ahead and we hear Adam in the corner, so that's when we go after him. Try to get him on the ground. Right, and that is game. That is game 2. So from here it was pretty funny because the hatch decided to spawn sort of right next to the survivor on the ground. So this is what I did, you know. I stood over it, just just to let them look at it. Then we just close it, close it in their face, and then we can just go ahead and place them on the hook. So pretty solid stuff. Get them on there, and then we can move on to the builds real quick. All right, let's take a quick look at the builds that they had. Interesting. Gotta say, not bad perks at all. I think I was ending up perkless. So game number 3 with Garden of Joy. This was just random chance, so we ended up getting that. So we got some pretty tough maps in this video. You may see a lot of Garden of Joy, I've noticed, at least personally. A lot of Garden of Joy. When I've been playing Pyramid, had to kind of grind up enough BP. So for the P100 goal here, so we're trying to rotate toward the back end here. We kind of spot somebody here. I decided to place down my judgment, but kind of unnecessary. Could have just went for the M1 normally. So we do have Disillusion. We want to go ahead and get some value from it. So we just rotate around the pallet. We're not going to take too much time out. We just get rid of it, the pallet. We get the instant down. Pretty solid stuff. We got rid of a pallet for free. Got rid of a survivor for a second. Put them on the hook and stuff like that. Very solid pressure off of the bat. We also have different add-ons, same as the last game. With the range add-on, with the duration add-on. We also had the explosion go off there. So we figure, well, we can at least apply oppression. Now, I am curious as to why we have level 1 perks, I will say. I do find that a little bit strange. It could be a bug. They might end up fixing that in a patch. Or something, or just in like another update within a day or two. But either way, we're rotating back around. They seemed a little laggy, I'm assuming, Didn't want to assume the worst, but it did seem a little laggy. We were able to get the down though. So best case scenario, we are going for the basement play. That is going to be the way to go about it, the basement play. So go ahead and place him on the back hook. That is the way to go. So now we notice a couple of explosions going on over there in the background. We noticed somebody walking over there, so we figured we can apply a little bit of oppression on that generator first. Rotate our way back around. And then we can just go ahead and get the free hit through that wall there. The prediction shot. Now we do see a couple of them running through the trail. I figured I'd follow the one over here, considering they are running further, and we know that is also these arenas, so we want to get them out of the game if we can, just to get another hook going, just to apply some more pressure. So now we figure, well, they're probably going to spawn maybe shack side. That would probably be the case, which it was. So we make our way over to the shack side. So from there, they do get instantly healed, so there is more than one survivor around that area. It has to be at least two for it to be that quick. I don't have double range, so I didn't go for that shot there. I did attempt it there, did not end up getting the hit, unfortunately. But we just followed through. We go ahead and apply oppression again. And I figured maybe somebody should be around the shack, but fortunately they were not. And we were able to get that generator to regress, which is pretty good. Oppression is doing some value for us. Pretty solid stuff. Now we're rotating back over here. We figure where the survivor kind of ran off to. That's what we're trying to do here. A little bit tricky on this area. We did try to go for prediction. It's sort of like a quick shot at the same time. It's a little tricky. It's a little too open to be trying to go for the shot there, so we just go for the go around, for spread pallet, go around it. Try to attempt it there. Did not get it, unfortunately. But they do run through the trail, so we can. I should have honestly gone for the shot around that area. It's like a bottleneck. Probably would have been very difficult to dodge, I would say. They do end up dropping the pallet, which does give us the hit that we need. They do end up completing a generator, which is fine. Yeah, I believe so, yeah. So timing's not too, is relatively on our side. We're not too far behind. But we want to at least get this down as soon as possible. A bit confused on that particular vault. I wasn't too sure how that missed. So we force them into a position where they have to go for the vault on the pallet, and that's when we go ahead and get it down. Go ahead and cage. That is the way to go about it. So now we notice, okay, they're getting the, they're missing a skill check, so I figured we can go ahead and get oppression again on some other gens. They are getting the save out of the cage. They're probably going to instantly heal them. So the ideal would be, now we just rotate it back around. We can go ahead and follow somebody else, just trying to split pressure as much as possible. Really spreading around the hook states, because you do have time. It doesn't seem like they're pushing the gens as hard as you would expect. So we were able to go about this. Now I think I might have pushed them. Yeah, I rotated the wrong way there. I could have went the other way and just pushed them toward the back of the map. So I ended up lunging way too late as a result, because I just had forgotten it was a window. So yeah, that was a bit of a misplay. Could have downed her a lot sooner. Don't have range add-ons. Shouldn't have gone for that shot either. So I lost distance for that. Lost the generator as a result of that as well. We noticed them over there, so I figured, well, they are injured, so it would be best to go for them, honestly. Everyone else is healthy, so it just would be a bit of a time waster. So we want to at least get the lunge here, get them down, get them caged up, and then we can go ahead and use oppression again now that it's recharged. So we can get rid of that little bit of that progress, hit a couple gens at the same time. We'd see them at the back left, so that's probably where most of the survivors are, judging by the pathing, because they were running to main, so they're most likely going to be around that area. So that's why I wanted to pass through sort of like the middle of the map here to kind of listen in on gens while we're going through. But ideally, we know that they're going to be toward that back corner because of just the pathing that they took initially from when that gen went off. So from here, I'm noticing that this arena who is on death hook is hiding, so that's why we want to just start going after them. Realistically, should have eliminated them a little bit sooner, but you know, I was going after a bunch of survivors as quick as I could. Did try to go for the shot there. They were able to just kind of quick and quiet vault that somehow, which is a little bit interesting. They do make a lot of distance as a result of that. So we continue to just follow through. We're at the 3 gen mark. Once this survivor goes down, we pretty much have pretty solid pressure. That's usually what is recommended, at least what I recommend personally, is getting a survivor out of the game at the 3 gen to 2 gen mark. It's just usually how it goes. So now we can just go ahead and get the pickup. And pretty much seems like we can just get them out of the game at the 3 gen mark as we expected that to be. So we check on the gen, it's still progressing. So now we probably can guess that they're going to finish that either, like they're going to be at that back left gen, or they're going to be on one of like maybe Shack or something else like that. They were on that back left gen, so we knew that was going to be the case. But just in general, that should be what's running through your mind if you are dealing with a similar situation. So I figured that they must be hiding around the area where I was not able to really catch anybody besides the Bill. Now, as for the Bill, I figure that what I can try to do is get a hit before he tries to go for the pallet. I did not land that, unfortunately. He does make a mistake, though. Allows me to be able to rotate back in through Shack's side. He does end up getting down by the Judgment as a result. So very good timing on my part. We're able to down them very quickly. Gives us a lot of very solid pressure. And we can just go ahead and hook them over there by the pallet, and we can just start rotating toward another generator to start applying oppression again, because oppression is the only real perk doing anything at the moment. Disillusion is not really super effective on Pyramid Head, just judging by the just by the power alone. And Deer Stalker being just almost useless, because we're not really slugging too much. We're trying to just go for cages if possible, just because they're faster. But it is quite useful to have. Now I figured there must be somebody kind of hiding, that's why I wanted to at least check while they're sort of making their way over for the save. But that's why I wanted to at least place some trails around the lockers, in case if they're hiding in there, they're going to have to end up stepping in it, which will then give them some torment. It gives me information, and it can make it a lot easier to just get another hook state without having to utilize a hook. Now what we're going to do is rotate back in. We're noticing that they're going to be kind of hiding behind the Shack, so we want to try to hide the light a little bit there, catch them off guard. We do see them kind of hiding in a bush, so that's where we go ahead and get our hit. And then we can start to continue to follow through. So we see that Bill's closing in for a body block. Now, with judging by how Pyramid Head's powers work, but they do end up dropping a silent flashbang, so that's really unfortunate that it just wasn't audio for that, so I wasn't able to dodge it. But we were able to get a prediction shot on them. Started going after the Kate to apply some more pressure, so Deer Stalker will at least get me some value, depending if I am able to rotate back in. And then what we do is we just continue to go through and follow the Kate. Another silent flashbang, unfortunately, but we were able to at least listen in on the Kate, so we were able to down them pretty quickly as the Bill goes for the pickup. We are now able to hook this Kate, this survivor in particular, just to get them another hook state. I figured a lot of them had flashbangs for some reason, so that's why I wanted to rotate toward a more safe area as a result of that. And now we have Blood Echo finally activating, which is good to see. Not really the best perk at all, but it's still good to see that it's at least at least trying to do something. They do immediately save, so we know that they're not going to be on the generators. So that's completely fine. Now what we can do is just kind of follow through with the blood spots, right? There is a boon there, so I'm not too sure what boon it could be, because it isn't Shadow Step, because we see their steps, their scratch marks, I should say. So it could potentially be a healing boon or something like that. We do go for the prediction. They do kind of run out of there, but both survivors are running through injured. So maybe it could have been Dark Theory or something like that. Who knows? Right? Who knows? So I figured it could be Dead Hard, so I want to make sure I'm able to kind of wait it out. We just immediately get the pickup facing the wall, so we're not able to get blinded, of course. Very close, even with that angle, very close. And we were able to now get them out of the game. And then we can just step on the boon for extra points, because that's what we want. We want extra points. So now what we're going to do is rotate back toward the main. We're following the scratch marks. We figured that we can find where the next injured survivor is by just following the blood trail, as you can see. So that's what we're keeping an eye out on the floor or the ground. We're just looking at the blood pools popping up. We get some oppression value. I want to go ahead and step on the boon, get some extra points in case it is Shadow Step, because I think that one was Shadow Step. So what I try to do is actually place on some trail, but unfortunately they do end up getting the head on, which is a bit unfortunate. But we were able to get the down. We see Bill rolling in, trying to get the save. I guess he didn't really expect her to go down so fast. So I went for a little bit of a little shimmy there on my power to kind of throw them off, kind of throw off throw off where they think I'm gonna like fire from, which is pretty good. They ended up just kind of camping it, unfortunately, which isn't really what I expected them to do at all. Went for another shot there. I tried what I was able to get a pretty good clean shot through there. I was actually looking through the little gaps between the fence and kind of eyeing where they potentially could be running to, and kind of went for the shot there. They did end up dropping a flashbang around the corner. I think that one was also pretty silent. So it could be an audio issue, potentially, but that is going to be game. So that is game number 3 with Pyramid Head on Chaos Shuffle, the new Dead by Daylight modifier. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the builds. But thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and do all the YouTube things. Check the description for ways to support the channel. Consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, content, emotes, among everything else, and we can go ahead and make our way out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one.